Hello? Actually, I'm gonna turn down my volume here. Alright, I should be live. Why my computer's doing something funky. I'm gonna get the link and then I'll start. One moment. You might hear a double of me. Okay, got it. So now I just send the link into Discord server and it should be good to go. It's like super overcast where I am right now, so I'm kind of feeling a bit tired. Hello. It's weird, it's like exactly, what is it? 35-ish seconds is when everyone says hi. I guess that's the average time it takes for someone to see the notification and open up the stream. I didn't actually do anything since the last stream, so I'm going to continue from where I left off. So I'll pull my to-do list here. Hold on. What's this way to do this? I'll do it like this. I need to close my Discord. There we go. Okay, so first step here is to animate the bird, which you can't see as of now. And then I need to add entity spawners, and then if I have time I'll get into saving. Yeah, so I was also looking at the trees and I'm like, I'm thinking that they're not moving enough. It doesn't feel as immersive, I don't know, but I'd like to make the trees move a bit more. So what I'm thinking, so the shapes for the way I did the leaves here are very complex. The movement system I used in my devlog series for like the leaves wouldn't work in this because it was a weird warping thing I was doing to give the illusion of movement. So what I'm thinking is instead I might split up all of the foliage into layers so that the each shade of color is its own layer, and I can move them around independently, and that'll create movement while still maintaining the shape of the leaves and not looking kind of broken or whatever. I might also like kind of squash and stretch a bit as well, but that's kind of my idea with that. And then also obviously I'm gonna have to make some leaf particles, but I think I'll do that after I've finished the things on my list I've got here. Another thing I'd like to do at some point is to add kind of more background stuff to this area. Like I'd like to add some sort of big background building over here, and then over to the right somewhere I'd like to add, probably like right here, I'd like to, a background that goes between the actual background and the tiles, to give more depth to the world, probably. Because if you look at games like Super Potato Bra, I connect the terrain a bit more with background stuff. That's a lot of messages. I'm not interested in doing SDL2 with C++ because the whole point of using Pygame is not because it's SDL for me, it's because I'm using Python and I can write stuff fast in Python. Hello, Pota? What is that? That's not Spanish, is it? What is that? I don't know what I'm reading. Okay, I'm just gonna why though, for what? Anyways, so yeah, first thing I'm going to do is animate the bird, which I'm going to pull that up. Hold on. Desktop, vagrant, data, images, here we go. So there is a bird entity in here. This bird. I'm thinking I'm just gonna have it like the hanging parts animated and then maybe make it blink. I might want to reduce the colors on that though. There's a lot of colors on it, which I'm not really liking. Okay, so let's do this in A sprite. I think that it automatically detects what my... I think the default size is whatever's on my clipboard, which is convenient. Ooh, I can't remember if I need to make these things transparent or not. What do I do for the other ones here? Let's look at player run. Oh, I did. Okay. So I'm going to have to... Can I select by color? I don't see a way to select by color. I'm pretty sure there was one. Whatever, I'll just use... I'll do this. Alright, what? I thought it was on B. Oh, it's G for the bucket. Okay, I'm gonna redo the coloring a bit here because there's too much detail. Okay, so I'm gonna take off the highlights on the beak, and I'm actually going to instead just like actually change, instead of this being a highlighted section for shape, I'm just going to make the beak a different color and completely remove the highlights there. So now if I do this, oh no. I think the eye is in the wrong spot almost. Actually no, it's fine. The legs don't need to be that fancy. These might look like weird shaped legs, but because it's going to be attached to a tree, you don't see a good chunk of it. I wonder if... No, that... Oh, maybe... If I move the eye... What happens if I do that? Oh, wrong color. Okay, that looks better, I think. So now I just have to animate it. It's just going to be an idle animation. It's going to be an entity that doesn't collide with anything, it just kind of sits there. Yeah. I'm also gonna have to set up some other entities, like things that are just gonna move around in the world that aren't interactable, like you can't hit them. Well, I'm gonna need to resize this actually. Sprite, canvas size. Let's make this 2632. Anchor that way. There we go. So I think the wind's gonna, yeah, the wind's coming from the right, which means this stuff's gonna blow left. So yeah, I'm gonna animate the tail and ears first, and then I'll add a blink. I'll probably do 2 cycles and blink on the second cycle. I'll probably just start animating from here. Now I might end up just deleting the first frame. I'm gonna have the wind blow towards the middle first, and then it's gonna come out towards the bottom. So, okay, now I need that. Actually, I'm going to... So I reduced the effect of the wind there, and then I'm going to, because it's going to be a slow-ish animation, so I need to make it fairly smooth. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I haven't looked at animations for cloth-like things much, which is kind of what this is going to be like, because it's technically feathers, but the way it's moving is more like cloth, or the way it should move. So now I'm actually going to stick this out a little bit. And let's do a new frame. Let's pull this out a bit more. Ooh, how long was that? Okay, so the next part's red here. And then this one's gotta bend more. And I think I'm almost done. Frame, new frame. And so this gets bent up like this. And let's go with one more frame here. And now it's going to start moving back. I'm probably doing this very wrong, but I'm about to find out in a moment here. So let's do that, and I don't know what's the height here. That's like that. So it's here. Actually, I think the red part should be a bit more like this. Almost there. And it's like this. Wait. There. Is that... There we go. So let's see how this... Oops. That's actually pretty much what I was going for. I'm surprised it didn't turn out awful. Oh, there's a spot right here that's wrong. Whatever's going on there. Hold on. Boop. What happened? What is that? So I think I'm gonna just thicken the tail here. So there's like a reason as to how that would happen. Make it less scrawny. So this is where it changes shape. So that goes like that. Okay, some things aren't adding up there, but I've got the general shape here. So it's just that frame is just. I think that should make sense now. There we go. That's gonna have to play pretty slowly, I think. Is there a way to change the animation speed? Let's see. Constant frame rate. Let's see what 150 looks like. That makes more sense. So now I can just duplicate all these frames. I'm gonna read chat real quick though. Bird wiggle. Yes, bird is wiggle. Why should I curve the beak? Is it an upside down crow? It's kind of based on a crow. Yeah, I could curve the beak, but let's see what that looks like. That needs to be there. Probably would curve it like this. Getting these pixels right is being a pain. Could do it like that. I think that's good. So yeah, I'm gonna duplicate it and then add the blink. Why is the bro upside down? Because he's going to be hanging from a tree like a bat. Okay, so duplicate. What? No, was that a delete? Okay. Apparently I can't read. I thought that was duplicate, but I forgot. Yeah, new frame, it duplicates whatever frame you're on. So I just got to do that, and then so it's just Alt N, and drag that to the end. Do 3, Alt N, 4, 5. 6, 7. Wait. So 9 is the resting position, so I need to do 8 too. So this is a 16 frame animation. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I need to fix this for all of the frames here. Can I can't navigate with arrow keys. How do I frame? What is the next? Jump to next frame is right. It says right. I pressed right. Oh, what did I do? So, oh, I have to use like the number pad. No, but that moves my selection. It doesn't change the frame. Whatever. I'm doing it this way. Oh, what happened? Hold on. Yeah, I accidentally... So it doesn't copy the background color, which means, is there like a delete? Oh no, that's not what I need to do. How do I unselect? Edit. I don't see deselect. Whatever, maybe if I just select again. If do I just press delete and paste? Oh, that does it. So I just have to keep hitting delete and paste, and because the transparency doesn't copy. Oh, I hit home. Oops. My home button is right next to my delete button. There's probably a better way to like apply this to every single frame. Not that I know it. There we go. So that's that. The music is, it says what it is in the bottom left corner. My level editor is available for patrons. Yeah, I might release it at some point, but for the time being, you can only get it if you're a patron. There's a lot of stuff broken in the latest release, though. So it depends on which one you're looking at, because I've released multiple versions, but the latest release has some issues that will be fixed in the next one. I've been using Python and Pygame for 8 years. What? Where'd you get 13 years from? What? I know, like, I don't know, 10 programming languages. Let's see, C, C Sharp, oh, sorry, no, C, C++, Java. I've used C Sharp, but I wouldn't say I know it. So yeah, C, C++, Java, Python, Lua, Bash, if you want to count that, JavaScript. So 7, I guess, that I know decently well. But I've used more than that. There's a point where the number of programming languages you know doesn't really matter, because you can pick up new ones in like a day. See, I'm gonna save this. So I'm gonna call this hanging, oh wait, that doesn't have a name. Hanging Bird Idle. Ooh, I don't remember if I can have an underscore. I think the first underscore has to be before the name of the animation. Where did I put my other animations? Oh, I put it here. So I can do Hanging Bird Idle. I need to find somewhere else to put these. The exportation location is different. So the exportation goes here. PNG. I forgot the format. What is it? So image. It starts as image 0. So I just do image 0, and Asprite will recognize what I'm trying to do, which is really cool. Agree. So if I go Hanging Bird Idle, I get all my images right here. So it's time to put it in the game. I need to have like an entity group that doesn't like this aesthetic and it's just there. So here's the entity manager. I need another group here. So self dot background entities. So, and then from here I can do if entity type 1 is, I believe 2. I believe 2 is what the hanging bird was. So let's go to sprite sheets. Oh, it's 3. So 2 is the save thing. 3 is the hanging bird. I believe I can just do an entity here. Do I have entity? Yes, I do. Entity. And I can just do hanging bird. I don't think it needs to take an entity ID. Okay, that's not necessary. This is the 1616 is a hitbox size. I don't think I'm gonna need it here though. Because nothing should collide with it. I'm gonna run it and see what happens. Let's get over to the bird. I think it's like hanging on the big tree. So like right up here. Here it is. So yeah, that animation's running too fast. So I'm going to, now that I've run the game once, it will have generated the animation configuration. Where did I put it? Hanging bird idle. So it generated this config file, and I can do stuff with this. So I could change the speed. I think this works. I don't remember if I made the speed work entirely properly. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just get over there. Ooh. I forgot. If I don't touch the ground for a certain distance, the camera stops following me. So the speed thing did work. Oh, I forgot to make it blink. Right. So I just go images. Where's hanging bird? So wait, hold on. I'm actually going to duplicate this frame. I might make like, just say that export. Does it remember the export location? Yeah, it does. Export, overwrite, agree, boom. And then I'm gonna go into the animations configuration. Let's switch this. So one of the frames here, I want the first frame to last a while, and then I want, what is it, the 8th? 8. Okay, so 10 is what I'm looking for. So that's index 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So right here, I believe, I want it to pause. So let's go take a look again. But yeah, the camera thing is to prevent you from just going way off screen and doing whatever. So okay, it almost looks like it's teleporting back. Ooh, what happened there? What did hold on, I'm gonna need to test that again. I think a projectile somehow hit the bird and it crashed because it didn't have the velocity? That's confusing. Because it shouldn't be colliding in the first place. How is it? Oh, I added it to entities, not it needs to be going into background entities. So I put it there, and then also in the update I gotta do this for background entities. Can I do this plus self dot background entities? Does that work? I think it does. And then for render plus self dot background entities, I think that works. And then now it shouldn't crash when I try and shoot it. Okay. So yeah, can't be hit now. It does look like it needs another frame. Or what is it? What's going on there? I'm gonna take a close look at the animation. Something looks wrong. It looks like it's snapping on one of the loops. So one, I didn't see if catch if it was the one. Oh, is that it? 7 to 8. Oh, thanks for the super chat. How long did it take to learn Python at this point? So, I feel like I learned most of the stuff I know and most of the stuff you need to know in the first couple of years. Most of my improvements at this point are more like game design and artwork and just, I guess, like in a sense, I've been getting better at programming and getting faster. But to be able to do the stuff I do, like write the type of code I write, you really only need like a year or two. It doesn't take that long. But yeah, like so most of the improvement at this point is in other areas, just kind of my overall thought process and problem solving and stuff like that, rather than learning the language of Python. So yeah, after a certain point, the language isn't as important. So like I could transfer my skills with Python to pretty much any language at this point, or I guess there's obviously esoteric ones that I couldn't do that with, but most of the main languages I could do this type of thing with. It would just take longer. Man, these spam bots. Gotta. I'm at university right now, but I taught myself starting when I was 12. So I'm not really learning much from university for programming. Also, I'm seeing my mic's peaking here. It's on the wrong setting somehow. I don't know how that happened. Let me know if my voice gets too quiet relative to the music, but my microphone keeps peaking, so I'm gonna. Settings on the microphone. Okay, that should be better. Let me know if the music's too loud relative to my voice now. Yes, you can make games with Java. That's how Minecraft was made. Oh, to make this game? Yeah, you could. Anyways, I need to figure out where it's snapping. So 7 to 8. Wait, what? Oh, this is the one that's problematic. Wait, what? What? Hold on, did I accidentally move something? I was pretty sure I was seeing something else a moment ago. I'll go frame by frame. So, up, and then goes in the other direction there, and then hangs. So, it needs one more frame added right between this and this. So much snapping in that. I think that's where the problem is. Oh, there's something wrong with the beak here. So on this one, that needs to be fixed. That's probably part of the problem. There you go. So the beak's fixed. So right here needs a new frame. I think the best way to do this is to do this. Can maybe take off that, but oh, I know it's like something's wrong with the height here as well. So that goes like that, and then I need to do this. Let's just take that off. But where's... I think I've been editing the wrong... Wait, what did I do here? Yeah, I was editing the wrong thing. I think... I forgot what I was doing. So it goes like that, and yeah, it says it's... I need to duplicate this frame. So ideally have so this should be over here. So most of that can stay. I'm actually going to straighten this out a bit. Actually, how should I ease that? That doesn't ease like well like that. So maybe I could ease it like that? That doesn't work. Like that. So from here, wait, did I? Oh, I added the wrong thing again. So this one needs to be edited. That works. So now I just need to move these red things. Is that it? Up. think this might need to go that way. And then that should be like that. Let's see. I think that's good enough. So I'm going to make a new frame out of this, and then drag it over to, I believe, here. Save and export. Still has the right spot. Overwrite, agree. Boom. So that should look. Oh, the pause is going to be in the wrong spot for the config. So let's take a look again. We've got animations. Hanging bird idle. Wait. So. Oh, another. Thank you for the super chat again, PCB. Yeah, if your goal is to make 2D games, I don't know. I feel like I kind of really like making 2D games because it feels like you get a lot done very quickly relative to 3D. And if it weren't for VR, I probably wouldn't even be interested in making 3D games. VR is just kind of I just like VR enough that it's kind of worth it to put more time into that type of thing. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoy my content. Okay, so what is the index here for the blink? The blink is at 10. The open eye I'm gonna pause on is at 9, which is index 10. Wait, did I get the index wrong before? That's all. It's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it should be here. I don't know what happened. Let's see. That something's going wrong there. I don't. What? I think it might have something to do with the speed setting. Let me see if I set the speed to 1.0, does that issue go away? What happened? Oh. Wow, okay, so I said 1.0 and I literally pressed 1.0, as in, oh, the letter. Okay, so I think there's something else up here. Wasn't there something else up here before? I don't know. Okay, let's see. What is going on with that? It's like, what is wrong with it? Something is very wrong with that loop. It's going to the side. It's not even going all the way around, and then it's teleporting back to the beginning. Is there something wrong with my animation logic? Let me see. Let's open this up in Sprite. Wait, actually no, I'm not going to do Sprite because it could be an export issue. So I saw it going from, oh, I need to see where that is relative to the blink, that it's glitching out like that. I don't know. I hope it's not a bigger issue with my animation system. But okay, so where's the blink? It's almost. Wait, it's blinking way too much. It's like looping unnecessarily. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm gonna switch all of the frame durations to 5 and see if it changes anything. Because I was pretty certain I saw it looping smoothly before. It's like a consistent pattern. Okay, so no, it's like the second loop is where it's getting wonky. So it is in a consistent location. So it snaps in the second loop after the blink at some point, which should be here. So it's like it's not going to. Oh, I'm dumb. It's because I generated the configuration, and then added more frames. So now there's 20 frames, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I need to add 4 more frames. I don't even know how many I just added there. I lost track, so I gotta restart. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this should actually fix it. He just wasn't reading the frames after. So there we go, the bird's working. Cool. I'm gonna kill the enemies and then I'll read chat again. Ocean. Oh, I need to fix the item names. They're using the item IDs for the text instead of the actual name. That's okay. What just got hit down there? Oh, it was one of the boxes. Wait, I guess they can hit the boxes then. Okay, I didn't think about that. All right. No, I will not remake most of my tutorials. Yeah, I'll remake them. I think if they're like outdated or there's some other problem with them, like I did with the tile video. But for the most part, the plan is no. The avatar thing I'm using is something I made. I had a video on it, but the thing that I made, the thing in the video is not how I do it now. I do it using MediaPipe instead of, what did I even use in the other one? Oh, I used I forgot what it was called. Oh, Face API.js was the other one I used. This is entirely a Python solution now. But yeah, the rendering is in Pygame. I do not edit my videos with Pygame. I edit with DaVinci Resolve. All of the artwork is my own, yes. You say I can code awesome and draw awesome, but the problem is that I can't make awesome music, at least yet. But I was lucky enough to have, I guess, natural talent for coding, but that was not the case with art. If you look through my games over the past 8 years, there's a clear and slow progression in my artwork, and actually, if you compare it to most artists, I progressed slower than average. But just by making enough artwork, I've gotten better. So I feel like art, at least on this level, is something that many people can just learn. It takes a lot of time, though. I did not make a video for this animated background. It's just math. If enough people ask about it, I might. I don't know. Someone's asking if there's going to be a boss enemy in this game. And the main focus of this game is going to be the boss fights. So the stuff outside of the boss fights isn't actually going to be super intense. Most of the intensity is going to come from the boss fights, which I haven't done yet. I just saw the leg. I just noticed the legs on the character are spazzing out a bit. My I bet my ooh, what is this? There's a air timer thingy. Is it in here? Or is it on the player? I think it might be on the player. Gravity on, aim angle. Where is it? It's probably in the update. Drop through, frame motion. Air timer. Is more than that, then it's falling. So I need to increase that threshold to 1. And hopefully I won't do that thing again. Let's see if I can fix that. Or if I did fix it. It looks like I did. So character's no longer spazzing out on that platform. I don't know what that was. And where are the things I need to kill them before they can kill me? Ow. Where are the other ones? I know there's more. Yeah, they're there. The revolver's actually set to be OP right now just because I need to make things easy while I'm developing. How old am I? 20. So people are saying that I'm using A-sprites to make my sprites, which is kind of true. I only do it when I'm animating. If I'm not animating, I'm using MS Paint. The custom framework, yeah, that's my own thing. And it's not like it's an always changing thing. Every single time I make a new project, I change it a bit, and then when I work on it, also when I make a new project, I'll pull together differences, well, different versions from my different projects depending on what I need. So it's a bit more modular than like just a framework. Calling it a framework is kind of a stretch. I don't know. The slow-mo is intentional. It is not lag. I don't remember. It might mess with the FPS, like, and I don't remember if that's a bug with. Okay, no, it doesn't touch the FPS. Pygame is not actively being developed for, and there's not much of a community around it. And that's actually something I looked at when I got into game development with Python. I just read some stuff, and the general consensus is that you should go with Pygame. But the funny thing is when I started Pygame, development for Pygame pretty much stopped, and yeah, it only picked up in I guess 2017 or 2018. Yeah. So there are reasons you would want to use Pygame, but Pygame gets the job done for me. Also, Pygame's generally easier as well, I think, if I remember correctly. Pygame's more of an OpenGL implementation. I'm clearly not real. I'm a virtual YouTuber, clearly. Yeah, there's a video for my avatar. You can look that up. But that's not what I have right now. I need to make another one that explains how this one works, and like I need to like open source the thing. I think I made a video saying that I upgraded it, but then I might have put that unlisted, so I don't remember. Yeah. Anyways, so the bird has been animated. It is time to do entity spawners, which is the main thing for today. I'm going to have to add something for my level editing system to create entity spawners. I'll probably do it the same way I did the, where is it? Data, data, where did I put it? Config. Destructibles. So same way I did this, I'm probably going to do this with, the entity spawners. And I'll just like pass in IDs and I can configure it and group them together. So I'm guessing a lot of you didn't see the stream on, I guess Wednesday it was, but yeah, so I have a thing in my level editor where I can place an entity, it assigns a unique ID to it, and then with that ID I can write some configuration for it in the JSON file. But I'll probably make a separate JSON file for the configuration for the entity spawners. Yeah. The configuration for the entity spawner is gonna be more complicated because I'm gonna have to say like chance of spawning, like how often, like amount of enemies, type of enemy, the inventory of the enemy, all sorts of stuff. Maybe I could hook up some spawners with special events, maybe. So I can handle like the custom inventories for certain enemies, maybe. Yeah. Wait, do I have like creating another? I do need to make more enemies. Because right now I only have one, and then one of the enemies is just a player. Which is confusing. So yeah. You do have to restart Pygame to see changes. I don't know where you got the impression that you didn't. How am I? Good, a bit sleepy because it's been overcast all day. I'm not using Notepad++ to code, I just use it for the JSON files. And I don't know why I'm using it on the JSON files, it's just kind of... Because I also have it up here, so I can do it in here. And I probably should do it in here, because you guys can see it better. I just kind of have a weird habit of opening JSON files in Notepad++. I don't know why. Oh, you're about to see how I'm going to do data saving. Oh, I forgot. I do need to do a tutorial on that because people keep asking about it. It's weird though, because if I make a Pygame tutorial about saving, it's just weird because saving is not Pygame specific. It doesn't even use Pygame. You just open a file and write stuff to it. Equations, I have a tutorial on that. Oh my goodness, this bot. Okay, so I don't know why it takes YouTube like 10 seconds to respond to my, like when I click hide for that bot that keeps showing up. I don't know what's making it take so long. So I'm not going to call it a functional, I'm actually going to call it an entity despawner. So it's going to be entity number 5. So it doesn't need to be that big. I'm going to make a white box that's 16 by 16 just because I need to see where I'm putting it, like on a grid basis. 16 by 16, there we go. Oh, that's actually the wrong spot. Needs to go down one. I need yellow, magenta, cyan, and then for this one, I'm just going to put an S and an SP, so it's like spawn. Wait, man, I gotta separate like spawn from spawners. So just put I'm gonna call it an ES, like enemy spawn or entity spawn. If I flipped around this S, it would say easy. Now it's just ES, also known as Espanol. Save. Okay, so now I can just drop these in my level editor, and because it's an entity, it'll get an entity ID, and then I can just hover it and write some stuff for it. So yeah, PCB, for collision, I have a video about collision. Pygame has built-in types for you to use Rex. Depending on the type of collision, you might want to check distance. Like if you're doing circle collisions, you would use the distance formula. Entity Z spawner, easy spawner, clearly. So I'm gonna put the level here. So under entities, I have ES. This is the entity spawner. So realistically, I'm not going to realistically, I'm not going to spawn enemies in this level. So this is going to be a temporary version I'm using to test like the entity spawners. And the spawners are going to be time-based, probably. And it should, probably what I'm going to do is when you load a level, it'll kind of evaluate the odds of it having spawned if it just sat there, which I'm going to have to figure out an algorithm for. So I guess the save file is also going to include the last time you were on at every single level. Another thing I'm going to be able to do with that is I'm going to be able to add like changing environments relative to time. So I could add like, say, fruits you could collect periodically or something. Yeah. I need to do something with interactables. That's a system I definitely need to add soon. Is that on my list? I'm not sure. It is not. So after I do this, I need to put interactables on my list. So like a chest could be interactable. You interact with it, and it just spits out items. And then NPCs would be interactable. And then maybe I would make like a plant that's interactable. Ooh, wait, actually, oh, yeah, that works. Anyways, so I spawned these two things, and you can see they both have IDs now. So, I'm actually gonna put another one over here. Let's put it here. So, I'm going to put this up to the side and copy down the IDs. So I'm going to do a spawners.json, and it's going to be formatted like this. So it's going to be a list of dictionaries where it has an IDs field that is an array. So the first and last spawner are going to be the same. So I press C while hovering, and I should get it on my clipboard. There we go. And then the other one is this one. Okay, that one doesn't need a comma. Need to get the last ID, and then I should be set. Boop. And I also need to save the thing. Okay, I'm gonna move the save file over into the actual map that's being loaded. So we're gonna go into maps. I'll call this one intro main because that's going to be what's actually there once this one gets removed. It's just for testing purposes. So now I get to write the configuration in here. So similar to the destructibles, I'm going to have a contents field. Wait, how did I do that? Okay, so I did an array, but that's because of the nature of it. I guess I could do an array so you could spawn a bunch of different entities. So contents. I will make it an array this time again. That's, yeah. So it'll be like an entity ID, an account. What do I call it? So this ID, and let's call this. Let's make this a metalhead spawner. Count is 3. Respawn odds, maybe, is what I'll call this. So, how should I do this? Say every frame is I'm trying to think of how I should do this algorithm for the chances to respawn that I can, so that I can look at something where it's been like a year since someone's been to an area and then calculate those odds properly. Because let's say if on a per minute basis it's got a 50% chance to spawn, the way you'd calculate if something would spawn from 100 minutes would be to do 0.5 to the power of 100. So if you went a year, you would have to do really high exponents. Well, and then you take that number and you subtract it from 1 to get the actual odds of the thing happening, because that's the odds of it not happening. That's a statistics thing. Anyways, let me just check if Python is like how it handles exponents in terms of speed. So let's say in terms of, okay, so let's say I evaluate the respawning odds every single frame. So every single frame there's like a 0.001 chance of it occurring. So you wait 60 frames, and your chance of that occurring is going to be this. What? Does it not? Oh, right. Yeah, you gotta do that. So, wait, no. Wait, hold on. That's not right. No, you do 999. It's a chance of it not happening, and then you just keep doing that. So your chance of a spawn in 60 frames, so 1 second, presumably. Actually, no, it should be evaluated on a like per second basis, because the frame rate's not consistent, and I'm using DT. I would probably want to do a smaller rate so you don't notice things popping up around the same time, like on the exact same moment. I want it to be a bit smoother than that. But let's see what happens. Let's say though, let's say this is going to be in seconds now, so I'm going to do 60 times 60 to get an hour, by 24 is a day, by 365. Let's see if that's slow. I like how it just, the number's so high it just evaluates to 1. How many things do I have to take off from here before? Oh wait, no. Times 60. So in 1 hour is a 97% chance of it occurring. So this does seem to be pretty fast. Let's just throw a huge number in there. And let's knock this down to 0.9. Or... yeah, what if it's... oh wait, no. I'm looking for that. How many 9s do I need? Ha, that's too many 9s. There we go. Now I'm getting somewhere. Huh, interesting. But anyways, so it seems it's not slow to do huge exponents. I don't know if it would be or not. So with that, I can say that there's a certain chance it'll respawn every second. What I should probably do though is write this in terms of minutes, and then change it based on that, like internally for the math, because from a human perspective, it's hard to really tell what you're looking at when you're writing respawn odds for every single second. So on a minute basis, I think is better. So let's say every minute I'm gonna have 0.5. I'm gonna do some sloppy math and say probably divided by 60. That's not the actual odds, but that's close enough. It's a really rough estimate. But so let's say 50% chance to spawn every minute, to spawn 3 metalheads. And then let's say spawn odds for 1 metalhead will be 90%. So now we go over to here. I want to do a player spawn. So the player is going to be interesting because I'm going to have to give it an item. I think I just tell it player. Let me see how it's spawned over here. So some of the stuff's giving the player items. Giving a revolver, creating the enemy. Oh, I do need to do the controller thing. Ooh, I need like a database of controllers that I can pull from, or something like that. Actually, that could be something I'll add in later. That's like a weird edge case for a mechanic I plan on adding that's not super high priority right now. I'll just assume. Well, I'll write an edge case for spawning the player for debug purposes for now. But I do need to be able to specify the items that it's given. So I want to give it a sword. So I'm actually going to have like a dorps. I'm actually going to over here add a drops field, and then in it I'll put what should I put in here? Okay, for testing purposes, I'm going to make it drop a sword. And then for this one, I'm actually going to do weapons sword. So the difference is is that weapons will only apply to, I guess, the player and maybe some other stuff, but most of the player, if you spawn a player. And when you spawn, when I say player, I'm talking about the AI thing that's using the player's entity. But then it goes into its active item slots instead of its inventory. The drops is for inventory, so that you pick it up when it's killed, but it doesn't use it to fight you. So anyways, I think that's it for that configuration. So I'm going to have to set it up to load it in. And then once I see this loading properly, I'm going to have to handle the actual spawning events use. What's a good way to learn Pygame without copying tutorials from YouTube? I recommend like, so there's the option of using books, which, I mean, it's a way you're using stuff that isn't YouTube, but the main idea is actually just, with whatever tutorial you're using, try to modify the stuff you make from it and do your own thing, and that's how you actually learn. Just copying what someone else does doesn't really teach you stuff usually. I wouldn't say Godot is in an early stage. It's, I mean, sort of, but it's usable. It's not like an alpha. How to be good at game art? Practice. This is not JavaScript, this is JSON. And I'm also, I'm not coding, I'm just filling in data. Anyways. So I need to go to the config loader. I think it's just config.py, yeah. Spawner config equals this. And then I just do the same thing. I'm lazy, so I'm just gonna copy paste this. I'm gonna make a video on why you should do things like this sometimes. In a bit. Sloppy code, eat. Okay, so I've got the spawner config, I'll print it out just to make sure I'm getting the right stuff here. And I should be good. Ooh, I love decode errors, let's go. You cannot have a trailing comma in JSON, which I absolutely hate. What now? Where's the trailing? Oh. It didn't get anything, that's not right. Oh, config spawners. It still didn't get it. What? Oh, spawner. That seems to be spawner config. There we go. Now I have my configuration for all the spawners in here. So now with that config loaded, I can apply it and create some spawner objects, which I'll throw into the entities. So in here, I'll do self.spawners equals that. And then in the, where is it, tile map, there's a thing where it loads, where is it? Tile, no tile. Wait, did I go through it? Load map. Load grass, load entities, here we go. So it calls back into here. And then I can do if entity type 1 is 4. This is going to be the spawner. Self.spawner. No, if spawner. Oh wait, if entity ID, if entity ID in. Do I have config? I do not have config. From .config import spawner config. Spawner config self.spawners.append. I guess I can make a spawner object. Let's do that. I did not organize my scripts very well. I just kind of threw them all in the same folder. So it's mostly going to be a data object. What do I want in here? So it's going to have a location, obviously. So position. What did I just hit? Okay, wait. Position. I guess it's just as data. Or I can just take the entity spawner ID. All I have to do instead, I don't even have to touch the whole spawner config thing here. Use spawner, give it its location, tuple, position, and then its ID, which is entity ID, and it will determine whether it's got the information it needs from that. So I can get rid of this line and put it up here. So self.position equals position, self dot I guess I can save that spawner ID. Self dot if self dot spawner ID, if self dot spawner ID in spawner config, self dot config. I'll get a default here. Self dot config equals that. Self.config equals spawner config self.spawner ID. There we go. So the reason I have to do this first if statement, actually I can do an and here. The reason why I do if spawner ID is to make sure it's not none. And then I check if it's in. Now I can do an update. Self.last update equals 0. And then the update function will use dt def update self dt if oh wait, no, I don't. Ooh, I need like an absolute clock. Hold on, I think I have that somewhere. DT won't give me enough information. Or it can, but it's a messy way to do things. I use an absolute clock, which I believe is in world. Hold on. Master clock. World.master clock. Or I'll use DT just because it's more convenient from calling perspective. So self dot time since last update equals 0. Update plus equals dt if self time since last update is not if. Wow, it's more than dt. Wait, no, more than 1. So it's once every second. Wait, no. I'm going to do once every 200 milliseconds. So while it's above that, self.spawn chance equals 0. Self.spawn chance equals self.config. What did I put it under? So I'm looking for respawn odds. Oh, what I need to do is also I'm going to have a thing. This is going to only apply when the saving is implemented, but I'm going to have something where it spawns once in the game, guaranteed. The first time you see it, that should be a thing. Guaranteed spawn true. Actually, that trailing comma's not supposed to be there. That's just going to be a field I'm not going to touch for now, though. If random, oh wait, this should be that divided by 60 by 5. Actually, hold on. I'm going to do an update frequency equals 0.2. So that'll be 60 divided by update frequency. That way I can change this number and still the odds will be roughly the same. Very roughly. So now I can do, oh, I need random, so import random. So if random is less than that, then we can I'll do less than or equals to. Then it needs to trigger the spawn. Self.spawn. Oh, it needs to know which one is spawning. Oh, the spawn chance is, oh, that's actually, that should not be done like that. For entity group in self.config, self.config, wait, no, entity group. We spawn odds tick, so that's on a tick basis, equals entity group. There you go. So this should be done for every entity group. Actually, I'm going to pre-generate this random number so it doesn't have to do it for every single entity group. Actually, no, it should be unique. For entity group in self.config. And then you pass it in to the spawn. I'm going to make the spawn function, which is going to be self entity data or entity group pass. I'll fill that out later. So for each group, check if it's below the spawn chance and spawn. I do need a def long update. Self time passed. Oh, actually no, DT works well too. Or I could build it in to here. So, oh, in this while it's more than 2 self.time since last update minus equals 1 0.2. This needs to be update frequency. There we go. So subtract that, And what I'm going to do here is, this is if dt is less than, let's say 10. 10's fine. Else, then we use the mathematical shortcut here with exponents, which is you loop through all of the entities. So you take the spawn chance. I'm going to just spawn chance, replace that. Spawn chance equals that. So you take 1 minus the chance, so the chance of it not happening, and then you raise it to the exponent of how many times you're doing this. So dt divided by update frequency. Also, spawn chance is not a thing anymore, so I have to do entity group respawn odds tick. Wait a second. Yeah. So that goes there. Raise to the power of dt divided by the update frequency. So if dt is 1 and my update frequency is 0.2, it'll get 5. So 5 ticks. So this could become a really large number, and yeah. I should probably add like a cooldown thing so it just can't spawn for a bit. I don't know. Can I do that right now? Oh, this is still the chance of it not happening. So then I have to do 1 minus that, I believe. And then you spawn it. So now that I have spawn here, I need like an entity map or something. How should I do this? I guess really the only entity right now is Metalhead. Does the entities thing, like, get a list of the entities? I wish it did. Wait, so, I know I did it with the weapons. Weapons? Aha. So there's some issues in the way this is done. Okay, so I'm just going to not mess with that. And I'm going to do this. How should I? I'm going to do the lazy way. Let's go. Entity map.py. So really, these are the main two I need. And entity map equals this. Player, metalhead. That's all I gotta do. And then I can import it from there, so I can do spawner from dot entity map import. Oh no, entity map. for I in range entity group, and I'm going to go off of the count. So then I spawn, I think. I do have to consider the weapons and the drops though. So entity map, entity group ID, that'll get me the object to spawn them with. And over here, I can spawn with the location. Oh, I do need a reference to the game. Game, self.game equals game. So game, and then I believe it's location. Toggle self.position. And then the size, that's an interesting one. I don't remember if it adjusts the size itself, so I'm gonna pull up Metalhead. I think it overwrites it, maybe. It doesn't, apparently. Oh, it's like mask based, I think, the way I did the collisions. Hold on, let me pull up entity. Oh wait, how does the player do it? Where is it getting its size from? Maybe it's an entity? It's pulling from here, what? Oh. Aha. It's automatically adjusted, I think. So I don't think I need to be concerned about the size. It says 16 by 16. Is that, wait. Oh no, maybe that's not how I did it. I did put it in. Well, okay. So I guess I'll store this in the entity map. Actually, I'll overwrite it in the object. Do I have a set size? Rect, center, selection, image, scale, angle, die, damage, move. Okay, so there is no setting size thing. Now, does anything use the size upon initialization? That's the rect stuff, that's fine. Center, that's fine. Oh. Set scale does, but it only adjusts the size. Wait, hold on. Okay. It's fine, that's fine. So I can update it. Just right here, I can do self.size equals that. And then from Metalhead, I can do the same thing. Where's Metalhead? Self.size equals this. And I'll just give it 16, and that'll dynamically be updated. So over here, the last thing to specify is the type of entity, which is going to be entity group ID. Now, self.game.world.entities entities -1. So I'm going to have to use that to add items, but if entity group ID does not equal player, then does that, and then I'm gonna have to do the special edge case. Controller equals, and then weapon ground AI. Append, and then give it that. There we go. Now I can add the drops and stuff. I do need to import the AI though. Use this. Gonna read chat real quick because it's been a bit. What do you mean? Do I have a YouTube channel? Oh, you're talking to someone else. Okay. You recently switched college majors from programming to computer information systems because the way they taught it was not for you. What they taught was too archaic to be relevant. Okay, so since we're the same age, you were interested in how I learned to code / program. Yeah, so mostly just looking up tutorials and then making things. I did not learn to program hardly at all through formal education. Formal education has done almost nothing for me in that regard. Although the funny thing is that the formal education is stupidly easy in some areas when you learn the stuff beforehand. So like I'm taking the main computer science classes right now, like computer science 1 and 2, and well, I already took 1, but I'm taking 2 right now, and I've been like skipping all of those classes. I think, yeah, I skipped, or I might have been skipping the class last stream. So like a stream, I can't remember what the timeline of that was, but but and then the projects are super easy. I get them done in like I get a project once every 2 weeks. It's supposed to take 10 hours and it takes an hour. And then the tests are easy and stuff. So not only this like I do think it's a good thing to teach yourself, because even if you do go to college for this stuff, so you can get your piece of paper that makes people pay you more, it makes things a lot easier. But yeah, like I said, the main way you should learn is probably by working on projects yourself, doing kind of whatever you're interested in. Yeah. What is the output? You'll see it in a bit when I finish writing this spawner logic. And by a bit, I mean like 15 minutes. This code is not beautiful. I don't know where you're getting that from. Someone said I'm closed source. I am not closed source. Every time I release a game publicly, like if you can play my game, I've released the source code for it. It's only closed source right now because I haven't released it yet. Except for I did release it to patrons, but when a game actually comes out, I always release the source code with it. I've been working on this game for I think since the beginning of the year, pretty much, like February or something, I don't know. But it's been very on and off. I've only spent like 40 hours on it. And then I'm studying computer science in university. You're a professional game developer? What do you work on? And what do you work with? Okay, so I need to do the drop spawn. So for drop in entity group drops. I think that's how I did it. And it's a list of IDs. So these are like guaranteed drops. I might change the way this works later so that I can have better customization or something. I don't know. I might change it more like the crates and have that kind of dropping mechanism, but for the time being, I'm going to do it like this. I do need to... So there's create weapon. I'm actually going to do the weapons first because this one's a bit easier. So for weapon in entity group weapons, self.game.world.entities, -1 dot, where did I go? Give item. And I have to tell it it's an active item. So create item, and I have to specify the owner, which is this. And then this is self.game. Oh, I forgot the self over here. And then the item ID is just weapon, because that's pulled from over here. So I need the create weapon function, which is going to come from here. And then I also need the one for creating items, which, oh, here. And this one's just, looks like owner and type. Dot drops the append. So this one's a little bit different. And it's not going to be iron, it's going to be drop. So I think I did that right. Now I just have to, well, so I have the spawner, so I need to go back to entities where it actually uses the spawner thing. So go here, I have to do from.spawner import spawner. Oh, you work on NBA 2K? Nice. So, oh, you do the server codes in Python? That's interesting. Huh. What kind of online stuff do they have for that? Do they have like online multiplayer? I haven't played the NBA, what is the series called? Is it just the NBA 2K series, or is it just, I forgot what it's called. I was never really into the sports games that much, but it's cool. Newer Python versions are usually 5-10% faster. I think it might be a bit faster than that, depending on what you're doing. I've seen some things where it's like 10 times faster. I'll probably try and upgrade my Python version when I try and like finally package this. Just squeeze out all of that extra performance I can. I use Vim for work only, and I stopped doing that job, so I haven't used Vim in a while. Oh, actually, no, I do use Vim for other stuff, like when I'm doing server maintenance for some of my other personal projects. I'll use Vim. Like, it's my go-to terminal text editor. If I'm in a GUI space, though, I'll use other stuff like Notepad++ or Atom. Anyways, so if I wrote it right, I think... Oh, I need to do the update to the spawners. So for spawner in self.spawners, spawner.update. Yeah, spawner.update with DT. So self.game.window.dt. And I think if I can almost guarantee it's going to crash. Yeah. Missing spawner ID. That's interesting. Oh, I need to pass a game. Self.game. It ran. So I'm going to take out all the other things that spawn things here. I'm gonna come out. I don't need the crate, random crate on the ground right there. I'll take all the other items that spawn though. So theoretically, enemies should. Drops is not a field apparently. What is in there then? Oh, I need to ensure it's in there. So I have to do if drops in entity group, if weapons in entity group, and if that was the only issue, then it should be almost working. I'm not sure. I think this is the main spawn location. It's like right up here and here. Oh, yeah, unspawned. And it dropped a sword like I configured it to do. So I got a sword, which is... Wait, what? Oh, that's a problem. So weapons need to be created as weapons and not items if they are a weapon. So... that's an interesting thing. That also applies to the destructibles as well. So, new item equals this. So if new item, I think create item will determine whether or not it's a weapon. If I go to item here, is weapon. Oh, does it not know? Okay, wait. How do I... Where's is weapon come from? Okay, so I guess I have to create it as, well, determine whether or not it is a weapon, and interesting. But I have a system for doing that. So if I print out the weapons here, or wait. From .weapons, import weapons, all caps. So weapons. If drop in list weapons, so I need to see if the drop is a weapon, then you create a weapon, else then you do this. So that's going to be drop, and then everything else is the same, and then the new item. So I should be able to equip that sword when the metalhead drops it, but I'm going to have to implement some more logic for the destructibles, which I believe is handled in here. Yeah. So if item set ID in, there we go, so from ... weapons, import, create weapon, weapons. And this replaces drop. The owner is self, I believe. Yes. And then this becomes new item. I do need to go back to spawner because I think I just made a mistake. So this needs to be self.game. Wait, no, that's the owner. So the owner is not the spawner. The owner is self.game.world.entities. Let's make it one. So that should fix that. I should be able to equip the sword that it drops when it dies now. Gotta give it some time to spawn though. I'll read the chat in the meantime. Where's the... Where is the weapon? I don't see it. What? Does it not like the fact that it's a weapon? I'm going to switch the configuration to wood and see if it drops wood. If it does, then there's an issue with the weapon drop generation. Oh, there it is. It did drop wood. So it's taking that root to create the weapon. So I'm going to look in here. Print new item. If new item that is weapon, print the drops. There we go. So it's the item, sword weapon. Good. So I'm curious where that's going then. It's not spawning in, right? So I'm gonna check with to check where the player drops this stuff. So it updates the drops of the weapon. What? Where is it going? What? Well, let's do this. Where's die? Print self that drops. I'm wondering if something's overriding it. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. I think. Wait, no, maybe not. No, it's not. Or it could be. Well, we're about to find out. Why do you want to shout out so much? I'm not gonna give it. When will I continue working on the game in the background? The one that was in the background when I'm coding. That one was a graphical test. A lot of the code ended up in this project. The original plan was to extend it after the graphical test, but then I got rid of the visual style and replaced it with this, and this is what it's kind of turned into. The background music is from a Terrarium mod. There's like, in the album, there's like, I think this is the only track that has vocals. Okay, so now why is it there? Now that I'm looking at it, it's there. Are you kidding me? Oh, you know what I did? Only one of them spawns with a sword. So there's a chance for it to spawn without a sword. So it's actually working as intended. I just forgot that I did that. Wait. I feel like I might have left another print somewhere that I might need to remove, so I gotta wait and kill something else. I have a video for how to render maps like this. Let's see if this is the one. I think if it's by itself, it probably has the sword. Oh, hey, look at that. There's the other thing. I didn't give it any... Wait, it's supposed to have the sword. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. It didn't pull it out because it's a thing where it hides the weapon if it's not using it. Oh, I like beheaded it. The way it splits up the enemy image like that when it breaks, it splits up the player so that it basically gets beheaded. And the head bounces around because I added physics to those body particles when you kill something. Anyways, so I'm gonna tweak the spawners here. I do not need this one to spawn with a sword. That's entirely unnecessary. The guaranteed spawn is gonna have to come in when I do these entity spawners. Sorry, I don't know what I was saying when I do the saving. So the entity spawners are working. I can spawn entities. Yay! Next up is saving, which is going to be done with data, images. I think I can pull it from here. Where is it? Yeah, it's this thing down here. It's going to be an interactable. Oh, you know what I should do? I should just make entities interactive. So you press an interaction button. Speaking of which, I don't even remember what the layout was for the interact button. So interact is going to be E. But right now I think inventory is E. Yeah, inventory is E at the most. I'm gonna have to switch that to R, and E is going to be interact. I'm gonna also have to switch the weapon ultimate and jump thing soon. Consumables implemented, pickup is implemented. So I'm getting close to actually having the full input system implemented. I've almost got all these features done. The weapon ultimate actually, the most of the stuff is there for it. I just have to add the binding to use the skill, pretty much. The interaction system's the main thing that's still gotta come in. So I'm gonna read chat one more time, and then I'm gonna take a break for a couple minutes before I do the saving. Why showed... I would like leave the game running while I'm on break here. Only problem is that I added the spawner, so it's gonna spawn stuff in and just knock me off or kill me or something. Is a transparent background in MS Paint hard? You can't do it in MS Paint, but Pygame has color keys, so you can set black to transparent and do stuff like that, which is normally what I do. What is the release date for this game? Next year is the plan. I don't see myself getting to a releasable point this year. I've got 2 months left this year. But yeah, I mean, initially I was expecting next year. I don't know when next year. If I get into streaming twice a day like this, sorry, not twice a day. But if I get into streaming twice a week, and I'm working on the game on the side on top of that, then I would expect that it would be before the fall next year, so out spring or summer, maybe. So the game itself is not particularly long, I don't think. Like in terms of things that I have to implement, it's going to be more difficulty in boss fights. I don't know how long the animation for the boss fights is going to take, but there's going to be a lot of them. I think there's like 5 or 6 or something, I don't remember. I have like a paper in a drawer somewhere with the overall layout of the map and where all the boss fights are and everything. Yeah. Hoping for next year. Can you make a full body avatar? Yes, I actually do know how to do that, and it actually isn't very hard. I'm having some driver issues with my webcam right now, so it takes like 30 minutes to, well, not 30 minutes, 10 minutes to actually get the avatar thing to start properly, because for some reason OpenCV is having a hard time like reading from my webcam due to some driver stuff, because the drivers for this webcam were like originally made for like Windows 7 or something, and they don't work all that great with Windows 10, like the updates and stuff or whatever. And most applications can use the webcam fine, but OpenCV has some issues with it. And because of that, it's just a pain to develop anything relating to this camera I've got right now. So I'll probably get a new camera at some point, and then when I do, it'll be easier to develop with, and I can add the hand tracking, because I'm going to probably have hands like Haunter, like the Pokemon. Also, I should add that the camera I'm using right now is like a $20 camera or something, like a webcam, and like it works fine with that quality. It's just that it's an old camera and has it doesn't work well with Windows 10 for whatever reason. Okay, anyways though, I'm gonna take my break real quick, because I need to get some water and go to the bathroom. So, I'm on break, BRB. I'll say, 2:40 p.m. EST. So I'll give myself 5 minutes. I'll be back in. Okay, so I'm back earlier than expected because I just noticed that my avatar crashed because it picked me up at a distance, and then I guess some sort of bug with it being at the bottom of the visible range or something made it crash. So you're gonna get to see what a pain it is to start because of the driver issues with my webcam here. Also, I should add that there's like a small chance, well, not that small, probably 30% chance that my computer's gonna blue screen on me right here. So if the live stream stops, you know why. For some reason, when I start this webcam, there's a small chance it crashes. So let's see if I can get this going though. Let's see if it'll come to life on me. Huh. I've only got my green screen here. So now here's where I have to start messing with the cables. I've found that switching the port it's in sometimes fixes it. Once it goes green like that once, it doesn't come back until I move it around. So I'm gonna unplug some stuff. It's so scuffed. Like seriously, buying like a $20-30 webcam just to not have to deal with this would be worth it. And I got the green screen again. Man. Hold on. Let's try another port. I've got an HD. Wait, hold on, I'm gonna try to do it. I've got one USB 2.0 right here. Let's try this. There have been situations where it just doesn't want to work at all, and I have to restart my computer. Man. So normally what I do to fix this involves me actually turning on my webcam, which is a stupid idea. Like turning it on so I can see what it's outputting. But that's a really dumb idea to do on stream. If I can't get it without looking at the actual camera output, I might have to end the stream. Another option is to just uninstall the drivers. I think that temporarily fixes it. But then when I start it up, that severely increases the chances of me getting a blue screen. But it's even at that point, it's not even consistent. Oh, come on. Hold on, I'm gonna try one of my USB ports on the front this time. Wait, good. I have like an extender thing. Oh. Just gotta plug it straight into the front. Notice that you haven't heard any of the Windows plugging in and unplugging USB sounds. It's partially because of the drivers. Like, Windows doesn't even properly recognize it. Oh, there it goes. Let's go. I think it almost seems like every single time I uninstall the drivers for the webcam, each one of my USB ports works once or something like that. And then I have to switch it. So I just went through a bunch of USB ports I've used before since I last uninstalled it and they weren't working. I tried the one on the front and it worked. So I don't know. Anyways, so this is back. I'm gonna move this over here. Yeah, oh, you can see right here. This is in fact Pygame. And also I was smart enough to not actually include the live camera feed on this in case I accidentally show it on stream. Like if I, for example, press Alt Tab. Why is that there? That's not supposed to be there. Go away. I don't know what that is. But whenever I Alt Tab, you can see all my windows. Anyways, so I am back. Yay, that was a pain to fix. Not only that, but I'm kind of stretching my cable here. Well, not really, but I'm pulling it to its maximum length just to reach that other USB port that's on the front of my computer. My desktop computer's like turned sideways on a little ledge under my desk. So yeah, saving is next. So I'm going to call this saving / interaction because I have to set up the interaction to be able to do this. So the interaction should probably work pretty similar to the way the items work now that I think about it. So I'm gonna check the item thing. Is there an item? Oh. I need to see how this works. Hold on. Render. Outline. How do I interact with it? So it's probably under the player's code. So I can probably just do an OR. Oh, while I'm at it, I'm gonna fix the item names. No, that's not what I want. So update. There's probably, I'm looking for the interact button. Pick up. Oh, so pick up. Oh, so it's right here. So this is going to be, instead of items, it's going to be anything you can interact with. And this is one of those circumstances where it's not worth it to rename everything, because this is probably going to be one of the last times I have to mess with the system. I'm just going to throw other things in here as if they're items, like the other entities that you can interact with. So yeah, the name is the item.type, which isn't good. Item data.type. So item data comes from item. Where is the like actual name of this thing? What? There's info. So I can do .info on it instead of .type, and that gives me the configuration from here. So I can do .info and then name. So you can see it's actually capitalized now. So if I go over here where those health potions were, they should probably not have those underscores in their names now. I accidentally picked it up. Yeah, there's no underscore in the name of that now. Where's the black part? That's supposed to be oh wait, no, never mind. Okay. So now I need to get this to trigger on other entities as well. I should do this. So under player, actually, just probably spawn the thing in first. Why did my viewership just spike to like 92 for like 2 seconds? I don't know what that was. Okay, I think what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to take this and then go into images, animations, do save idle. Come on. I just want to paste. What? Where? Oh, gotta do this. And I hit save, and then I go vagrant data, images, animations, and now in save idle I can do image0.png, and when I go to the entity loader I can add the case for entity type 2, which is going to be the save. I'm literally just going to call the entity save. I'll take the entity type save. So from the entity objects dot save import save, and then now I can take, let's take the destructible and duplicate that as save.py because it inherits from, oh, I want to inherit from entity though. But category, what is the category for the player? So I don't want it to be an enemy, and I don't want it to be a destructible. So actually, I guess this is where I can say it's an interactable. So interactable. So I don't need a bunch of these things. Okay, so this is the image thing I can use, but I don't need to do this. I don't need this. Just update the size and category. And then it also is going to be called save. It doesn't need a lot of these things, so this is actually just going to become import entity, and it doesn't need math or random right now. So anything that's, I'm going to put this into the base thing here. Def interact pass. Oh, I should take what's the info from whatever's interacting with it, so source. But I'm going to overwrite that in here. Print save. Oh, let's do a self.interact text equals interact. It's just a default. And then for here I can do save. So it should say save when you interact with it. And then I go over to, where's player? I lost it. Right. So that thing where it handles all those items is player, closest item, so I'm going to do this in is item or entity.category is interactable. Then it'll add it to the thing. I don't think there's the tooltip doesn't need, it needs the text, and that's about it. So tooltip text and tooltip text equals this. So if closest item 1 dot type is item, else it's the interactable, in which case you do the interact text. So the closest item thing is going to have to consider I don't use -1 here, do I? I use hover item. What is hover item? Oh, it generates a tooltip. Okay. So closest item needs to contain the item type. Well, let's just default it to item. And then I can say, well, okay, so the interactable type, so whether it's an item or normal interactable or whatever. So closest item 2 equals item interact. If closest item 2 is item, you have to use the pickup key. Actually, now that I think about that, maybe I shouldn't do it like that. They should theoretically, if they've got the same system, they should just use the same key. So I'm actually going to, I should probably change the layout. I'm not going to draw it. So I can change up this binding a bit, but for the time being, F is just going to be interact. Oh, I do need to know if it, wait, actually. Where is it set 1? Okay, so if closest item 1 that type is item, then you pick it up, else closest item 1 dot interact. So I called it right, yeah, and then I pass it self. So I gotta make sure I can local variable reference before assignment tooltip text. How did that happen? Oh, this is indented too far. So I can pick that up. So I have my car 47. But there should be here it is. So it's not triggering here. Interesting. Can it, maybe it's not showing the thing and I can still press it? Nah. So it didn't even detect it. So I'm going to do is, well, first I'm going to see if it's actually spawning properly. Let's make sure I see those A's. So it did spawn into the world. Good. Now I have to make sure if entity.category is interactable, print entity. That should have triggered immediately. Oh, I think I might have been spawning it as a background entity. Yeah. That'll do it. So, should be fine now? Yeah, look at that. Do the items do that thing where that's probably a bug. Oh, it just like disappears, it doesn't even fade away. Oopsies. So I press F, and you guys can't see it, but it says save a bunch in the console down here. So at some point I need to, that's a bug. There's a bug where it's not like the pop-up text isn't disappearing properly. It just gets deleted immediately, it seems like. But wait. So I want to add the outline. So if I go to the item drop entity here, right, not the metalhead, the item drop. So outline it. I'm going to do this and actually just say def render goes after, I think, or no, maybe it's before. It's before. If self.category is interactable, then you do all this stuff. Render outline if interactable. So the save thing should have an outline now. There it is. So, one thing I should point out though is that the position of it is kind of incorrect. Also, it should probably be layered behind other things. But I can fix that later. That's not a huge deal. I'm not too concerned with the like special animations and stuff for when you save at the moment. So pretty much just needs to heal the player, and then just wait, hold on, does this thing have a reference to the player? Can I just go? Oh yeah, self.player. Cool. I can delete this now. So, where did it crash from? Why does it? It should be a background entity. Or maybe not. Oh yeah. I'm going to add a velocity. Oh wait, no, never mind. So under player, I have to do this plus the background entities to get that to still work. And then I need to make it so that it can restore my health, which is the one of the... It saves the game and it restores your health. That's what it'll do. Boop. So player, what's the best way to heal? I should probably go off of the item that heals for this. How did I do the item logic for like, oh, the consumable logic? I forgot. Consumable? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, so I just set it to max health. Cool. So self.game.world.entities.player. Man, this is long, but boom. And then I'll go ahead and chuck in these particle effects, because why not? So it will heal me. I can also just spawn a ton of particles with it by just repeatedly using it. Oh, it doesn't know what random is, so I have to go import random. Ah, it needs math too. Does it need Pygame as well? No, it does not appear to need Pygame. Are you kidding me? Okay, so... man, hold on. I'm just gonna, so it needs swap core in advance? Where's swap core? Oh, that's only in the consumable thing, so... I just need advance. So now it should work. What did I do this time? Where did I put owner? Uh-huh. So we're doing this. Just player now. And then boop. There we go. See, I can spawn a ton of particles. So next is the fun part, the actually saving the game part. But I'm gonna read chat real quick. Oh, something spawned under here. There's gonna be two more, yeah. I need to make them not shoot when they're inside walls. That's kind of weird. Oh my god, more came. I'm just gonna close it. Acceleration is... The only time acceleration is used in this game is for gravity. And that it's the same as gravity works in physics in real life. I learned pixel art through practice. I didn't follow any tutorials. Paint does not have a grid. Although I'm guessing that's probably sarcasm. Anyways, so I need to figure out what are the things that I actually have to save. So I do need to save the time the level was, or the time the spawners were last seen. Because the spawners, or wait, I'm trying to decide how I want to do the spawners. I forgot if terrain exists if I can't see it. I need to check this. Hold on. I think it does. I don't think I went far enough to test this. Hold on. Okay, hold on. This is a bit difficult. So, jump, jump. Oh wait, no, I have to save my jumps for the end. So, jump. 1, 2. Oh, I have to catch it right at the end. 1, 2. How far can I go? Okay, so I think terrain exists, even if I can't see it, which is important to know. Which means I can spawn entities, even if I can't, even if I'm not near them. Although I think what I'll do is like they have to be in a certain range. In which case I do need to make sure I keep track of the last time they were close enough to be in that range to be updated. So every spawner individually will have to keep track of when they were last updated. Another thing I'll have to do, I have to track my inventory. What else? Huh. So I'm going to need like a base save file that stores like the starter. Actually, that could be added with the code. I like just watching those sparks. That's kind of looks cool. But anyways, what else? I guess the player's position, where the player was. I don't have to keep track of the enemies that were on the map at the time because the save locations are in the future going to be safe locations. There's actually only going to be like probably 5 of them or something in the whole game. But that's mainly because the main one you're going to be using is in like one big city and you'll just have to go back to the city to save. Let's see. So yeah, I guess the player's levels, kind of, the skill levels. Your health does not need to be saved because it gets restored. Yeah, just your inventory, I guess. Your skill levels and the spawners. That's about it. Presumably. And the location. So I'm gonna write that down real quick. So interactions there. So let's say inventory, location, spawner states, which I can do later. And then the last one, what did I say the last one was? Oh, weapon, skills. So like progression on that. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is like write a JSON serializer and deserializer for the inventory. which will be fun. I think this inventory object represents all of the data. So I just have to write a serializer and deserializer for this class, and I'm good. So where's inventory? So inventory's here. Def serialize self pass def deserialize self pass. I have not tried Windows 11. They put, oh no, they better not have put a grid on the pix, like when you zoom in on it. Can you turn that off? Oh wait, no, actually wait. Was there always a grid that you could just turn on? Oh yeah, there's grid lines. You can, that's always been there. But you don't have to have it on. Atom is an IDE, yeah, it's not a library. The in-game font is the pixel art font. That's mine, yeah. It's public. I released it to the public domain, so you guys can use it too. If you go to my website, there's a blog post about it if you go far enough back, and you can just download it from there. But you can only use the one from the blog post. Any of the other ones I have, like in my games, you can't just take. It's Windows 11 is Windows 10 with a new look and spyware. That and is kind of important. I keep like bending forward too much and I duck below the thing. Anyways. So how is this organized? So there's different groups, it looks like. And then in each group has an inventory group object, which is just an array of items. But then I have to add a serializer and deserializer for items themselves, which is going to be interesting because some items are weapons. And how do I... Let's see. I'm going to look at the weapon information first and see if there's anything specific to weapons that I have to keep track of. So it looks like there's no permanent data. Yeah. So items are really just their item type and the stack, I think. So if I go into item, I can do def serialize self pass def deserialize self pass. So all it needs is the type and the amount, and the owner. That's the tricky part. Oh wait, no, hold on. The only items I'm saving are the items that are owned by the player, and that is assumed when you load from the save file. Man, I have to keep okay, so I've got amount, type, and those are the only two I really have to consider here. But it will take an owner argument and assume it's none. So it will serialize by doing... Oh wait, hold on. actually serialize cannot be in there. It needs to be def serialize item data owner. Create item, and then it's just owner. Type, well, data type, data amount. And then return that. I'm actually going to stick this down at the bottom. So the serialize item doesn't need to be here, but the deserialize does. So return, I'll do data equals that, and type, we self.type, and amount will be self.amount, and then just return data. So that's all that's needed for that. Now I have to go over here. I'm gonna close all these other things that's not necessary. So now that I have that, I can deserialize it properly. So it's an array of items. So it's a dictionary and then a list of items. That's the structure here. So data equals this for group in groups, or wait, hold on. Let's do this. Data equals group empty list for group in self.groups. This dictionary comprehension. Let's go. For group in self.groups. Actually, I have an idea. So in here I can do group. Well, it has to be self.groups group. For item in, item is not reserved, is it? Only the capitalized one. So for item in it, item.deserialize for that, turn data. So I'm curious. Print player dot, I believe, inventory o dot deserialize. It's probably gonna crash, but I'm curious. Inventory group is not iterable. So yeah, dot items. So it's getting there. There we go. So you can see down here the deserialized inventory, which is all my my skills. That's gonna be an interesting one to redo, though, to throw back in. Oh boy. And then, so the items should work fine. Or wait, no, will they? Let's see. I have to pull this up because this is what's giving me them. It's got something. Sorry, I just had to check a text. So I'm looking up here. So I have create item. Ooh. The way I create consumables and rings is gonna be a bit of a problem. The other option is just pickling the whole thing. I could pickle the entire... Oh, and that's a bad idea because you're gonna end up with a bunch of dead references. So it does have to be reinitialized. So I'm gonna have to look at it and determine the type. How does the item thing do it? Okay, so this function's actually going to have to be in another script that imports the weapons and the rings and the consumables so that it can properly create them. Oh, and also the skills. And that's going to be an interesting thing to determine. But I can do it with this data. So this should be good for saving the inventory, I think. So now I need to move this thing out. So item serializer.py. So from here, from .item import create item. And then, so I need to determine what type of item it is. So if data type is where is it? So go to entities. There's rings and consumables, so I need to get both those things. And then from weapons, I need create weapon and also weapons in all caps. So if it's in weapons, it's a weapon. So return, and this one's going to be create weapon. What is that last value? Oh wait, no, that's the location. So, ooh, it needs to know what the game is. Game data owner. So the owner goes here, and this is data type. So now okay, wait, if this needs to be elif data type in consumables, and then I need to go over to entities and then copy this why is it okay, return consumables. Oh, you know something else I just remembered I'm going to have to keep track of is the tags on each of the items. That's something. So consumables. That goes there. This is going to be owner. Oh, owner. Amount equals data amount. Weapons don't stack, so I don't need to consider the amount for that. LF data type in rings. Or I'll reference the entities thing here. Should be the same. Return the data type with game owner data type. I don't think rings stack either, so I'm good on that. And then else does that. Okay, so I think those are all the cases for the different items. I probably should have done a better system for that, but I think that's workable. So there's some other data in the items I'm gonna have to keep track of. Well, it's more likely in the inventory. I have, where is it? Like tags or something. Yeah, tags. What is unowned skill? Must have something to do with skills, but what is the unowned part? Let's see. Get custom group. What? So it's like it's creating fake items. Okay, it's like, yeah, those are fake items. So I do have to add the tags to the item deserializer. Tags. Subset tags. So I'm gonna double check the output real quick. So the tags went in, which is good. So next up, I believe, is the serializing of the inventory. Ugh. So where's inventory? Did I close it? I probably did. From .item serializer import. No. Serialize item. Def serialize inventory. Where does this thing get game from? Or, oh, it doesn't use it, I guess. Game owner. Or game data owner. Where is the player's inventory normally created? Because the structure here is like... Huh, wait. So, in the player, creates an inventory. Oh, it adds the item and then it automatically creates it. The group for it. Oh, I need to update the item serializer to use the tags. tags equals data tags. Do all of the things need to have this? Tags equals none. Is that, how does this work in the item? Oh, tags equals an empty list. Tags, this goes on the end, I think. Oh no, it's gonna be tags equals tags. So I have to do this for the consumables and the rings too. Consumable. Okay, that's actually fine. That'll work. And then I think the ring does the same thing. Where's the ring? Ooh. That actually works too. So, in here, I have to go through all of these and add the tags in. Almost there. So this does not need to be there, because that moved down here. For group in data, for item in group data group. I'm gonna pass for now. I'm gonna reference the entities thing here. Oh no, the player. So just add item. You give it the group, tags, ID, cool. Oh wait, no, actually just the item object, and then the group. New inventory equals inventory owner equals owner. What? There. New inventory dot add item. New item, and then group. And new item equals, did I import serialized item? I forgot. Yeah, serialize item game data owner. Game data owner. Return new inventory. I don't. There's got to be a mistake in there somewhere. Oh, ammo is something I'm gonna have to track. I'll do that later. So weapon affinity in ammo. Okay. So on the save thing, this should I do everything at once or not? I'll go and add the other things, but I'll read chat first. I see you guys are talking about raycasting. The song information's in the bottom left. Oh yeah, someone said that. Okay. So there's the inventory data. I'm just gonna do the thing. So save data equals this, just a dictionary. Inventory will be this. I think the ammo will stay as primitive. Oh my goodness, this stupid bot. I misclicked, hold on. There we go. There have been like a bunch of bots coming in here, like on Wednesday and today. It's just like once every hour. YouTube needs to make it so that when you hide something or delete a message, it doesn't show the name either. Because the spam bots here are abusing it. So I'm gonna do ammo. So the ammo is primitive. So player.ammo, I can just throw it in. I think weapon affinity is primitive as well. Oh, it completed the whole thing. Okay. So what else is on my list? So I got that in the inventory. So that just leaves the location, which is just player dot position, I think. Let me pull up the entity thing. Yeah, dot position POS position. So go and save. Location player dot position. Now what? The save location in the end should actually probably be based on the location of this thing. So actually I'm going to do self.position. And position 0 plus 4. Self.position 1 minus 10. I don't know how much taller the player is in this thing. 5. We'll see how much I spawn in the air with that. Okay. So the location is done and it's just spawner states. So actually, the thing about spawner states, man. Yeah, okay, I've got it. So it can't be stored in the spawners themselves, like how long it's been since they've been updated, because you can go to different areas and they can load and unload during gameplay, but they don't save until you actually save the game, which means you're gonna have to keep track of them. So yeah, it has to be like stored in the world. So under world, I'm gonna do self.spawner updates equals that. And then in the entities manager, I'm gonna import time. So when you update a spawner, how does spawner ID work? Is it the entity ID? I think so, wait. spawn ID. Oh, wait, no. Self.spawner ID. Spawner.spawner ID. Self.game.world. What is it? Spawner updates. And that will equal time.time. So that's the last time they updated. So whenever you create a spawner, though, if self.spawner ID in that, then self dot update, and then the time is going to be time.time minus the time since the last update. Self.spawner ID. Import time. So there we go. So that can pull from that. So now I just save the spawner updates thing, and I'm good to go. And that's a primitive dictionary. So under save, spawner records self dot game.world dot spawner. What did I actually call it? Spawner updates. Print save data. So I'm gonna print this out before I actually write it to a file. If this works, that's a problem. Man. This is created during the... That's so under spawner. So the issue is that the world's not finished being created by the time the spawner is created, so it can't check the world for the spawner updates. Well, the entire world will be wait. Okay, so world stores a lot of the things that are specific to the map. So I almost feel like this should go in game. Cause, oh no, because the master clock. So world won't be replaced. New idea. Def full init self. There we go. So in game, when I create world, self.world.full init. Ha. Now, oops. In here though, I do have to put this at the top so I can reference it from the spawner. Side issue. Game equals self.game. This is just a shortcut. There we go. So let's head over to the save thing, activate it, and then I'll read chat if it's working properly. So we've got inventory with the items and the skills, and I see ammo, weapon affinity, location, spawner records, perfect. Cool. So theoretically I should be able to load that in pretty easily. If I wrote everything else correctly before. I'm reading chat now. Why am I using custom tile editor? Because I feel like it. I don't know, I don't feel like learning tiled, and then also I can customize it to my needs. Like you saw, well, people in the last stream saw that I set up an entity ID thing. It's very specific to the way my stuff works. And you can do stuff like that when you made your own level editor. Oh yeah, and someone kind of responded with roughly the right answer. Have I ever had a successful game? Yes, I've had two. First was Super Potato Bruh, and then Drawn Down Abyss. They both made above minimum wage for how many hours put into them, but Super Potato Bruh especially, I made like $30-something per hour I put into it. It made, I think, $3,400 in total, so $3,400. Yeah. If you just go to my website, you can see them. We have Super Potato Bruh and Drawn Down Abyss. Good luck searching that based on me saying it, though. So it's time to use the save data and write it to a file. I have way too many tabs here, but... So now it's time for import JSON. Data... new folder saves. I don't feel like using vector 2. I forgot what the reason was. There's a reason for some circumstances why you don't want to use it. I think it has something to do with polar coordinates. Also, it's longer to type out to deal with the vector 2 stuff, which is annoying. I think I can just... I forget what the format is. So I'll do f equals open saves/save.json write f.write, and the rain's getting loud. json.dumps save data f.close. So now I should be able to use that thing, and it'll actually take my data and put it in a file in the save folder. Oh, it's data saves, not just saves. So data/save/save.json. See what is in here. So here's my data. So there's my inventory, weapon affinity, ammo, location, spawner records. So slight issue now that I think about it. Do I want real world time or game time for spawning enemies? I kind of like the idea of using real world time, which is where it's at right now. You stop playing and you load up the game and a bunch of enemies spawn. I mean, that's how Pokemon is with berries. I kind of like it. I don't know if that's a bad idea, so. Probably should be in game time, not real world, but I can fix that later. It's not a huge issue. So now I need to load from the save file. So if a save file exists, I'm not going to use the hack in here to generate all this. So, or wait, hold on, world, so in the world I'm gonna load in the last save, so self.last save equals that, or none, if os.path that exists. Wait, is that what I'm looking for? No, is file. Data slash saves slash save.json. Man, I really need to get tab 9 sponsor my streams for moments like that, where it literally tells me that the function I'm looking for, even if I don't know it. Then f equals open data saves read self.last save equals json.load. I think that it does actually work like that. f dot close print self.last save. So I'm gonna run it. Oh, it doesn't have OS imported. Nice. Import OS, import JSON, and cool. So it sees the save file. Now I need to actually load it. So here's the interesting part. Where did I put the... Oh. Here's self.last save, self.spawner updates equals self.last save, spawner updates. Oh, spawner records. So the other things are all player specific, so position, ammo, items. So that's going to come over here. So it does have to create the player. Do I have a set position thing here? I'm gonna actually add a thing here, because oh wait, no, the world won't be reinstantiated probably, but the entities will. So self.useSave equals false equals true. So if it's using this save, if self.game.world.useSave self.entity or did I just self.entities -1 dot where's the entity thing? So right next to it. Do I have a set position? I don't think I do, but I gotta check just in case, because otherwise I'm gonna break stuff. So I just do dot position equals that. I can do self.game.world.last save location. So it'll load in the location now. Next up's the tricky part, the inventory. Self.entities -1 dot so how does this create the inventory? So inventory O equals, I have to import from inventory, so from .inventory import serialize inventory. I don't remember what information I have to give it though. So, game data owner. Game self.game.world last save inventory, and then the owner is self.entities -1. That's the player. So that's loading the inventory. So I also have to do the ammo. Entities -1 dot ammo equals self.game.world.last save ammo. Self.entities -1 dot, what's it called? Weapon affinity equals self.game.world.last save weapon affinity. Otherwise, I can do all the other stuff. Also, I gotta recalculate the stats as well once that's done. So, no clue if this is gonna work. I'm guessing no. Ha! Oh, why is there a backslash there? How'd that happen? I'm gonna close a bunch of stuff I can't see. So, oh, that's supposed to be like group, not string group. Where'd that mess up? What did I give it? Oh no, it's data group. No, actually it's just item, I think. Create item should expect tags. What? Oh. Oh, it spawned me right here, cool. I have my dash, my ruby ring, my revolver. My revolver is not an... I do not have any weapons. Because... Okay. So I'm going to print out the inventory here, though. Dot, groups, items, the items. So, yeah. So I've got a ruby ring, small population revolver. If you look down here, it's got a ring, a consumable, and an item. That item's not correct. It needs to be, it didn't trigger as a weapon, and it should have. So in the item serializer, something went wrong. Let's see what the weapons are. What? Alright. It literally only got sword? Oh. Yeah, I see. Interesting. That's not the correct way to do it. The correct way to do it is from here. So in from .config import config. In config weapons. That's how I'm supposed to do it. Just fixing stuff now. What? That should have crashed. How did it? Interesting. All right. Oh.
Why have you risen to take up this fight? The worst is all over. There's nowhere to hide.
Do that.
And even after everything you're
I don't know if the.
to keep you safe.
I'm gonna have to check the sword thing and what that's inheriting from.
Stuck to your pride.
It inherits from weapon.
King, why'd you have to let your loved ones die?
Cool.
Family to run back home to. Ooh, King, while his ashes still linger.
Why is config coming up as a list? It's not.
His message remains to get through to you.
Oh wait. I don't know which one's like. How did that happen? Somehow the config is the item set. Oh wait. Oh. Oh. That's the conflict. I now have a weapon. I spawned with my weapon. Yay. So theoretically, I should be able to go back here. Hit save. Oh, that's not save. Save. Close it. Open it, and I should have my potions. And I do. And I should be able to save again. Close. Open. My potions were not equipped. What? Wait, they're showing up as active here, but they're not in their proper slots. That's what I'm gonna have to fix. What kind of physics I'm using? Same for my tutorial series. The player's not a cat. You're welcome, Raiden. Like, your project is pretty cool as well. So, I do like seeing your updates in the showcase channel. Okay, so I need to fix that bug. So under the player, I don't know how I'm marking what's the active. Oh yeah, I'll do it from here. Or maybe it'll even say in my config file. Wait, no, here. So, it's tagged as active, but I wonder, wait, how are the skills going to be loaded? I'm guessing they're not going to be loaded in the proper slots, although I do have the dash one. I want to level up my... Do I have, like, any affinity stored? I don't know. So, I'm actually thinking that I got most of the saving done. My throat's starting to hurt from streaming too long. It's been almost 4 hours. So, I'm going to end the stream here, and I'm just going to write down the bugs. So, handle skill / consumable loading properly. Ooh, I also need to keep track of destroyed destructibles. And track destructibles between sessions. So that's another thing I need to add to the saving. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for this stream. Gonna end it here. Hopefully I'll stream again next week. Maybe Monday, maybe Wednesday. Not sure yet. Could be Tuesday as well. I really don't know. Oh, actually, probably not Wednesday because I have an exam on Wednesday. But I'll probably at least stream on Friday. And I'll probably stream on either Monday or Tuesday next week. Probably starting around the same time. I don't know. I'm also working on another video. Actually, I'm working on multiple videos at once right now. 3 to be exact. But I don't know if that will be out soon or not. So yeah.